Uncover the truth behind tithes, prosperity gospel, and biblical covenants.
Won the war. Which makes it also different from the Malachi 3 tithe, because Malachi 3 was talking about food and livestock. So it says, bring the tithe into my storehouse, which is Levitical city states outside of the city. We're going to get into that. So there'll be food in my house. So tithing was food. This wasn't even necessarily food. This was the spoil of war, whatever that entailed. So this is completely foreign to Malachi 3. It's completely different. The context is totally completely different. But he's going to say, no, this is before the law. And then you had tithing during the law. And then Jesus commended tithing after the law. So therefore, we need to be tithing today. I'm going to show you how all that is incorrect.
Okay, we got to break this down because this is very foundational. Who's Melchizedek? Trick question. We don't know. Biblical scholars all offer different explanations, but I'm going to give you some clues. This mysterious priest shows up, and he shows up with bread and wine. Who do you know that shows up with bread and wine? Yeshua. He shows up with bread and wine. What does the bread represent? His body. What does the wine represent? His blood. What does his body being broken and his blood being spilled represent? Covenant. Covenant. So Jesus shows up like this. So you have this mysterious priest named Melchizedek who shows up with bread and wine, and he is the priest of God Most High. I have a high priest who prays for me. Okay, come on. Don't get me started with a praise break. We're already going over. I have a high priest who prays for me. Who's our high priest? Jesus. And Jesus has the ability to give you what God has for you. Am I right? He's an intermediary. He's an intercessor, and he is able to transact from God to you. So here's you. Here is Jesus, the intercessor, and here is God. So Jesus is interceding between both of you, and God wants to destroy you, but Jesus died for you, covered you with his blood, and then you receive the approval that Jesus received over him, over you, because when God sees you, he sees his blood. Are y'all with me? Is this good? And that's called the gospel. Okay, are you with me? Let me ask you this. Is God poor?
Now look where he's going to go with that. He's going to say, now that we're covered in the blood, so his blood is interceding on our behalf and all that good stuff, which is true. But look where he's going to go with it. So now that you're covered in the blood, now that you're saved, now that you've got the good news, now that you received the good news, now that you're the righteousness of God, now that you're, Jesus is now at the right hand of the Father making intercession for you. Now that all that has happened, was Jesus poor? This is prosperity gospel 101. The very thing, remember I said the very thing earlier that he said, I want to deliver you from because I know you've been hurt by this. But now he's going to introduce prosperity gospel stuff. Look where he goes with this.
Does God lack anything? No. And if Jesus is the intercessor, then you're here and you're in relationship with Christ and you've been saved. You have come into covenant with who? With God. And covenant means, come on, women, let's talk about marrying a rich man. Oh, I heard the new V1 location's off of Wall Street. I'm going to the V1 Manhattan. Come on, somebody. Don't we understand that when you make a vow and you come together in covenant, whatever I have is yours and whatever you have is mine legally? Don't we understand that? Okay, so you get married to God, and it's almost as if you're saying, listen, you're getting a Sally Mae bill, 3 credit cards, 2 of them are hidden. I'll tell you about those later. And you're giving to God. But then what happens is he has an unlimited supply. So you come into covenant with him, and you are the bride of Christ. And may I submit the idea to you that it makes God look good for you to be blessed if you are his bride, because Jesus ain't going to have no busted bride. Jesus is going to take care of you, because when you look good, he looks good. Can somebody shout, I am the bride of Christ?
What did he just teach there? What he just taught, Paul says, good grief. Now the manipulation starts. Absolutely. You know what he just taught? He just taught prosperity gospel, word of faith 101. What he just taught there was basically God wants you rich because you're a king's kid. And you're royalty. You're a prince and a princess. You are part of the family of God. And since Jesus was never broke and God is not broke because he owns a cattle on 1,000 hills. Come on, somebody. Say it.